Hey there, hopefuls, and welcome back to another episode of the Hopeful Simplicity Podcast. I am Melissa, your host, and today we are talking about limits. How much is enough, and when does it tip into too much? It's easy to keep adding more products, more backups, more stuffs, but without the limits, that's when clutter can really take over. And I don't mean like, when is enough because the drawer is full? When is enough that you actually need and will consume and is usable for your day-to-day lifestyle? So what's the problem with more? Why do we have to have limits? Why is that even a thing? More is better, right? More snacks is better. So more clutter is better. If I have more books, if I have more shoes, if I have more toilet paper, if I have more food, if I have more clothes, if I have more, then I'll never ever run out. But you don't ever stop shopping either. You don't stop buying the things. So the more is better really is more is your way to clutter living. More is your way to surrounded by stuff. More is your way to overwhelmed and overloaded managing things, managing stuff, managing more. And it may be like that scarcity mindset. I know we're all various generations and the way we grew up now versus then versus how we live versus how we live versus how we did or do or all those things, scarcity mindset. Especially we've gone through a pandemic. So part of that may be enrolled in our brains as well. So I've got to stock up, right? I have to overbuy. I have to get it while the getting's good. I have to get it while I can. Because what if, insert your chosen reason to justify overbuying here. What if, ... So the scarcity mindset could be part of that. Overbuying, over-consuming need that we're trying to fill. Or even that worry, that anxiety, that stress of, if we don't buy it now and I can't get it next time or again, then what am I going to do? Well, you're going to improvise. You're going to adjust. You're going to alter currently, and you're going to adapt. That's what we do. That's why we are smart and capable human beings, because we have those adaptation skills to, okay, so my kid's favorite snack is no longer available. What do? Offer them what they do have. Give the alternative. The prices have simply gone up too much. What can I do? I'm getting that brand instead of this brand. I'm getting that type instead of this type. So you can find ways to talk to yourself, to repeat this in your podcast listening phase, whatever it is, to eliminate, declutter the unhealthy mindsets that we have when it comes to overbuying, overpurchasing, in the mass consumerism that can be focused around stuff, especially in the scarcity mindset. Now, another major thing is sales. Dude, my favorite thing is on sale. I am going to stock up. Well, wait, I got home. I don't have room for it. Wait, I got home. I do have room for it. I just have to make room for it. And then I have to move this over there. So what if I just put this on top of the counter for, a few weeks? I'll just move all of this makeup bins and accessory totes and all the things on top of the vanity, so the toilet paper can all live underneath because it was on sale. So I bought 2 of the 36 packs instead of just the 1 because it's on sale. You go to the big box stores, you go to the big bulk stores even, you stock up. Your favorite popcorn's on sale, gotta get it. Okay, but you aren't gonna eat it. Right? By the time you are scheduled to go back to your favorite box bulk store in a month, you're gonna buy it again then. And this is where we trick ourselves going, well, I'm going to buy it because it's on sale now, because when I'm here again in a month, they might not have it. Okay, and that's the trap we fall into ourselves, is justifying adding clutter to our spaces. We're going to stock up while it's on sale. We're going to stock up while we can find it. We're going to add all this stuff in here and we'll figure it out when we get home. But if at any point in time, I have to figure it out when I get home is even a brush in existence of why you're buying something, it's a no. That's a justification for keeping it. I'll figure it out. Why? If you don't buy it, you don't have to figure it out. You are saving your future time for not having to figure it out. You're eliminating your future stress because you don't have to figure it out. You're saving your space because you don't have to figure it out. So what would you do with a little more time, a little more space? And I'm guessing some of you don't even know. What is that even like? I would be gaming, crocheting, or reading, just saying, because it's not swimming weather yet. But that's what it is. We're justifying, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm sure you can and will continue to figure it out. But what if you didn't have to figure it out? Because you didn't just buy it because it's on sale. You didn't buy it because of a mindset you're still working on decluttering. You didn't buy it just to stock up. Because if you don't have the too much that you justified buying, you don't have the too much you have to manage later. And the harder things are to manage when you have to move this, ship that, shove this, then you have a harder time managing it. So if you work on reframing those mindsets, the scarcity mindset, the buy it on sale mindset, the I'll figure it out later mindset, pick your battle, a little bit of each some days if the stress is super high, I'm sure, and reframe it. Reframe it to, we've got it, we're good. We'll figure it out without the extra clutter. We'll figure it out in the current situation without being surrounded by extra stuff, too much stuff, more to manage stuff. We're good. Because enough is a peaceful mindset. If you've ever thought just one more will help, go ahead and mentally hit pause for a minute, because I want to simplify the framework for enough and simplify your spaces by offering you the free Core 4 Declutter Challenge. The link is in the show notes, and it will help you set natural limits for the rooms you use the most. So how do you set your limits for enough? That's a huge question, right? Once you've broken past a little bit of the reframable mindsets, now you're like, okay, fine, Melissa, I jumped into the library, I listened to the simplify step for the linens, and now I'm down to towels. How many am I allowed to keep? How many should I keep? By this point in time, you know it's 2 to 3 per person. If you aren't in the library, you've already listened to that episode. But I'm telling you right now, it's 2 to 3 per person, and that's good. It's not justifying it for backup. It's not, we're keeping this because it was part of a set. It's not whatever excuse you want to plug in here, 2 to 3 per person. Because you're using the one, you're washing the other. Then you rotate. I say 3. I use 3 personally. He only needs 1 a week. So he gets the 2, I get the 3. Not just because I'm mom, and not just because I'm the one that buys them so I can do what I want, but because I get the 1 for my hair as well. So 2 to 3 per person when it comes to towels. And we're going to focus on bathroom stuff because that's this season. Products. Normally, Melissa, I buy the toothpaste when it's on sale and I stock up. Okay, well, since we've shifted our mindsets, we reframed how we're looking at our spaces, we've decluttered, you're going to have that 1 in backup. You bought the 2-pack when you were out. You got the 1 now in use, you got the 1 in the backup. Same with deodorant, same with body products, same with shampoo, whatever bathroom products insert here. You got the 1 for backup. And then when you use the 1 in use, it's gone, you pulled out your backup, that's when it goes on the grocery list. That's when it goes on the order box. That's when you can shop. Oh, I pulled this out of backup. I'm going to get my backup replenished. And I'm going to get how many backups? That's right, 1. You're going to get your 1 backup. And you're going to limit it to what fits in your space. Not what you can make work. Not what you can justify and squish and do. Not what you can figure out later. What fits in your space? What fits in your space comfortably with breathing room? Because when we open the doors to under the sink where we keep the backstock stuff, A, we don't want anything to fall on us. B, we're looking for something. We don't want to have to dig through it and then realize that's 12 layers of clutter on top of what we're looking for. Oh, crickets. I thought that was a new deodorant down there. It was actually the old one. We just swapped them and now I have 2 empties. No one is going to thank you for that. No, the person sitting next to you at the office is not going to thank you for it. This mom in armpit level hugs is not going to thank you for it. So what fits in your space that is actively workable without stuff falling onto you and without you being stressed out trying to find it? Then you have a system built in, right? You've got your 1 backup, dedicated product goes here. Maybe you've got those cute little clear acrylic drawers under your sink. And 1 is for all hair care products. You've got your extra scrunchies, your extra your one extra hairbrush, your teasing comb that you only use on Halloween when you're super duper fun. You've got your styling mousse, your hairsprays, your insert, whatever additional products you use in your hair that goes in this acrylic thing. Now, if you're a micro-organizer, you may have dividers inside that one acrylic drawer. But for the most part, just everything goes there. So if that drawer is pushing the will it close if we add more stuff to it limit, that means that limit's full. That space is full. You may not buy insert anymore because it does not fit in the space dedicated to hair products. You set limits by what supports your lifestyle. I rarely do my hair more than, I'd say, once a quarter. So I don't need the spritzer for you flat iron it every day and you don't want your hair to be damaged stuff. I don't need it. Because the one time a quarter I actually use my flat iron or curling iron or curlers, I'm not going to remember to use it anyway because that is not part of my lifestyle. I know we talked about this a lot in the closet. Maybe you've switched from working in the office to working at home. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you get to stay home with the kids and a messy bun is your jam and you pull it off and you rock that bun, mama. But that means you don't need all the extra things. Or maybe the kids have moved off to college. That means you don't need the backup deodorant for the kid that's away at college. Maybe keep it down there for when they come home on holidays and breaks. Just in case they forgot to pack it. If they're home for the summer, they better have packed it, but we're not going there. Those are the things that does not support your current lifestyle. You don't need it. You don't need to justify keeping it. This is huge where my 20 and 20 rule comes in. If I can get it and replace something for $20 or less within 20 minutes, I don't need it. I don't need it. And if that fits within that parameter, I am more likely to figure something else out if I may need it. And if any of you know me, you know that I'm not. Please don't make me leave the house. I'm good. Ain't fine. Please don't make me go to the store and people. It's not that I'm not good with people. It's not that I'm not getting what I need. It's just, what can I do instead of use those 20 minutes to leave my house and spend $20? Updo sounds good. Who needs a flat iron? I have bobby pins. Shove them in there. Those are the kinds of things. It's what supports your current lifestyle. Does it fit in your space? Limit your overflow and your backup. And that is setting limits. That is your simple guidelines. And that is how you set your, this is enough for us, limits to the bathroom stuff. Now I get it. Letting go of excess, it can be hard. It can, especially if it's unopened bathroom products. The things you get from the dentist when you go. So like you get the free toothbrush. If you ask for it, I guess now. I have to ask for mine. Not a big fan of remembering to ask because I don't remember to ask and then I get home and I'm annoyed. But anyway, maybe you get that, but you use an electronic toothbrush. And so now you have this, there's 4 people in your family and you have 8 toothbrushes now stuffed under your sink. And you're like, but Melissa, they're good backups. What if somebody comes to visit? What if, okay, well, I know my limit is 1 per everybody, and then I'm allowed to have the 1 backup, but I've already used this one. I moved it to my cleaning basket, but I've got these other 4. What am I supposed to do with that? Donate them. I know that sounds insane because we normally think of donations are clothes and food. No, they're hygiene kits too. You can donate hygiene kits, and next time, if you want to justify buying toothpaste on sale, fine. Put it in your hygiene kit that you're going to donate. Cool. Good job. Because I know letting go of things can sometimes be nagging, not only in the what ifs we needed just in case justifying parts of our own brain and our own consumerism, but we also don't want to get rid of things I just don't want to throw it in the trash because then I'll regret just throwing it away. I get it. I honestly do. So if you can repurpose when it's possible, like the toothbrush, right? You have the excess toothbrushes. I'm going to donate 3. I'm going to open up 1 and put it in my cleaning basket. Great job. Towels. These ones are a little older, so I'm going to cut them up and replace my rags. Replace being the key words. You're not just going to add them to your rag pile. You're going to get rid of the old ones that you've been using for 6 months, and those can go in the trash. or the burn pile. You soak it in gasoline, you light it, you toss it in the fire. Do whatever you feel like you need to, but it's replacing. You're repurposing when it's possible. That can ease some of that regret and possible guilt that you may feel like you have. Sharing with others. Maybe move some stuff to your guest room so your guests have this mini bougie hotel vibe when they come to visit. They've got the little basket of their own bathroom products. So if they forgot their razor, they forgot their toothbrush, they forgot their hairbrush, they forgot their whatever, facial makeup cleansing wipe things. Oh, that's nice. You repurposed it. Share with others because you know so-and-so's kid is getting ready to go off to college. Here's a bag. Here's a bag of all unopened bathroom products for them to not have to worry about when they get to the dorm. And you have to trust yourself that you did your best when letting go of stuff. You can't sit on things for 6, 8, 12 months because you feel guilty because you didn't get rid of it in an air quote right way. There's that balance of you did your best, you saved your space, now let it go. You got to just trust yourself that enough is enough. You've donated when you can, you've shared for what you can, you've repurposed what you can. Now the rest, it's just gone. It's just going to the basic donation center down the road or in the trash can. And that is okay. Because the point of it is you did your best, but we're not doing this again in 6 months. We're not starting at the level of clutter we have now with the same level of clutter in 6 months when we check back in with the bathroom. We're just not doing that. It's good. You did good. High five yourself and move on. Quick question of what category do you have way too much of? I want you to go ahead and pick one item from that category and let go of it today. So once you've decluttered, you know you've got your space set up to the best ability. You'll check in with it and adjust accordingly in 6 months. But how do you live with those limits? You're still working out the reframing your mindset. You're still working through the accepting, letting go of things. But how do you keep it that way? How do you keep it 2 to 3 towels per person? How do you keep it one backup in your overflow space? How do you keep it of, oh shoot, that drawer is full, not buying anymore? Rules. Rules. Ugh. I know, I cringe too a little bit, but it's not even rules. It's more like habits that you have fit into your life that you no longer think about it. When was the last time you thought about brushing your teeth? Actually actively thought about it. I need a reminder on my phone to get up in the morning and brush my teeth. I need a alert in the evening to get up and brush my teeth before going to bed. When was the last time that happened? I'm guessing it's been a hot minute because that is a habit. You don't think about it. I don't think about wiping down the countertop at night after we've brushed our teeth and we got ready for bedtime, and I just don't think about wiping away the water spots. Mostly because those annoy me, but it's just a habit. I know right now you may be thinking, if you're new to your organizing hopeful journey, you may be going, habits. No, I will never remember. I always have to have a Post-it and a reminder and a to-do list. And maybe you do. Maybe you do. And that's okay. But once you know that you're like, I have habits in place, they're on my schedule. I have the routines. And I've got the reminders. This is in 6 months. I'm checking in with the bathroom again. And I've got habits like 1 in, 1 out. So if you bring in a new candle for the bathroom, you know a candle has to go. If you keep your things categorized and zoned and in containers like I love, you may not. You may have not drawers, but toss and go containers. That's fine. But if everything's in there, you know that your basket's full and you can't bring more stuff home because it's got a zone. It's contained and it's got its own category. You've got like with like throughout the small spaces of your bathroom. And you know when those spaces are at capacity. And that's your habit. You're like, oh, I know. Oh, crap. I can't buy this new lavender scented soap because I have a soap we're already using and one in my back stock. So I can't get this one. And that doesn't mean like get the one you want to try and come home, try it and just toss out what you've already got. Use what you have. That's part of the guilt. We will we're going to eliminate the part of the guilt where we're like, I'm just going to buy and I'll toss out what I have. Oh, then I feel bad because I don't really like this, but I already threw out what I had. That's a whole circle of unfun. We don't want to do that. We have the categories, we have the zones, we have it all set up. And then when your one and back stock is put into your everyday life space, in that lavender one, you still see, you want to still try it? Grab it. That can now be your backup one. You review spaces every 6 months. Seasonally, if you get crazy, and quarterly, if you don't have seasons. But at least every 6 months, we're going to check back in the bathroom. And that comes from the mindset of you're in the bathroom at least twice a day, morning and evening. So twice a year, you're going to check in with that space. You're going to check in. Oh, shoot, has that expired and now I can get rid of it? Oh, gosh, you know what? The system is really not working. These drawers are a hindrance for the family to make successfully work for everybody. So we're going to get some without drawers and we're going to get baskets without lids. We're going to adjust the sorted system to actually work for us because we're reviewing the space, not just decluttering as we go, but we're making sure it works, making sure the zones make sense for our family's use. And we check in with it every 6 months doing that. You know what? I really found out that I need to clean the bathrooms twice a week instead of once a week. So I'm going to up my reminders. I'm going to up that habit. I'm going to up that on the schedules so it gets done twice a week instead of once a week. Or knock it down to once a week if you do it twice a week because the kids moved out. Or you moved to working back in the office so you're just not home as much. Whatever it is, that's why you're living with these limits and you're checking with the spaces to maintain an organized life. To maintain an organized life. Not, oh, I got rid of stuff, I'm done. Not, oh, I organized things, I'm done. No, you are keeping it that way. And that's why we have the rules, the 1 in 1 out rule. We have the categories to keep things organized and contained. We check it back in with spaces every 6 months. And then we get excited when that works. Because that calm, that is worth celebrating. That is goals. Less stressful and calm over excess and too much. Yes, please. Sign me up. Enough is where you can find peace at home. It's by setting simple limits, you free yourself from overwhelm and overload and overmanaging and make your home easier to live in. So next episode, we're going to do a little twist. And I'm going to share some micro decluttering strategies that fit our busy, crazy lives. But for now, check out the show notes, grab your Core 4 Declutter Challenge, and while you're down there, go ahead and sign up for your free 30-day trial to the library. You get access to everything. The audio recordings, the broom resets, the 30-day challenges, the guides, and even the group chat. So if you have questions, concerns, or need more extra guidance, you can just follow along. Don't forget, when you sign up for your free 30-day trial to the library, you actually get regular reminders to your email to walk you through. So you don't have to figure out where or how to start. You just check out your email and follow along with the prompts and guidance. That's it for this episode. Until next time, stay hopeful.